Hi guys, this is Connie, back for more Connie Reads Lawn Boy. We are on chapter 14, titled Resource Utilization, Its Causes and Effects. I love this book. At Arnold's, we parked behind Joey's station wagon, just as he was stepping out of the driver's side. Shouldn't we help in some way? Mom asked until she saw him standing. On second thought, Joey can handle it, but we're going with him. I got out of the car. No matter what happened, Arnold might need help either during or after. I started walking toward the house, Mom and Dad with me. Grandma brought up the rear. I knew, or thought I knew, what was coming. Joey had gone into the porch slowly, closing the screen door quietly behind him. By that time, we were close to the house. If the front door was locked, it didn't slow him down. He hit it with his shoulder, took it off its hinges, and was out of sight. There was a muffled thumping sound. Oh no, Rock and his men might have a gun. Later I found out it was just the sound of one of the men having his head jammed into a dishwasher, without opening the door on the washer. After the thumping, there was a second or two of silence, followed by a scream. One of the men was thrown out of the front door so hard he took the porch screen off its hinges and was propelled into the yard, riding the screen on his hands and knees like it was a bodyboard, until he hit the elm next to the walkway. The elm was probably 100 years old, very big, and didn't give a millimeter when the man plowed into it face first. A few seconds later, Joey came out with Rock in his right hand and another man in his left, carrying them like cats by the backs of their necks. The first man was still in the kitchen, jammed into the dishwasher. Later I found out that Rock and 3 others had been in the kitchen with Arnold tied to a chair. They thought Arnold had told me to come to his place, and they'd been planning to force me to give them money when I came. I told you, Joey said, to leave the sponsor alone, or I would pinch your head. Please, Powdermilk. Mom was standing by the sidewalk, half horrified, half admiring expression on her face. Couldn't you just give them a stern talking to? Yes, but I did that before, when they made trouble the first time. I told them that I would pinch their heads if they came back. They came back anyway. Talking to them again won't help. Pinching their heads will. Grandma was nodding. I won't come back, Rock said. I promise this time. I really do. You don't have to pinch my head. Really, I'll do what you say. See, Mr. Powdermilk? Mom nodded. I think he means it. Joey stared at Rock in one hand, then studied the man in his other hand. He peered over at my father, who shrugged and said, He seems to be telling the truth. Then Joey turned to Grandma, who said, Probably not the best move, young man, although personally I'd like to see you pound the snot out of them. Joey sighed and looked back at my mother. If you really don't want me to. She shuddered. I would really rather you didn't. All right, but if they come back, I'll have to take care of things my way. I understand, and they understand, don't you? Both men nodded enthusiastically. Then please let them go, Mr. Powdermilk, Mom said. He dropped them. It was like watching those cartoon scenes where a dog and cat is held off the ground until its legs start moving faster and faster until he's dropped and he shoots away. They disappeared in half a second. We all went into the kitchen and found Arnold tied up but not gagged. I introduced him to my parents and Grandma while we untied him. The man slumped against the dishwasher was regaining consciousness. Joey picked him up by the neck and threw him the length of the hallway and out the front door. Arnold was none the worse for wear and made a pitcher of his special iced tea for us. We all had a glass while Arnold explained how he wanted to set up my account with Mom and Dad and Grandma. Oh, and Grandma asked if Arnold could find her a boxer to sponsor too. Then my mother held her glass up and said, I think a line from Shakespeare. All's well that ends well. Except that wasn't the end. And that was the end of chapter 14, though. Be careful with that and enjoy, please and thank you, and I will see you for the next, and I think it's going to be the last chapter. Yeah. And we'll pick up with Lawn Boy Returns right after it. I think I already said my outro. I'm too incredibly excited about reading this book. So thank you for your recommendations for it, and be careful with that and enjoy, please and thank you. I will start the next chapter right after this. Bye.